On this episode of the Bozo Podcast, the boys get a VIP experience. Nathan sees his favorite artist, and Dan shits his pants. Welcome to the Bozo Show!
Welcome back to the Bozo Show.
Bozo Show!
It's been a bit.
It's been not a bit.
Well, the last podcast episode was late and came out today. Technically,
which was a week ago, so we're back on track.
I guess. But we kind of did 2 weeks in between episodes because we usually go through one weekend at a time and then get back to the podcast to talk about shit that's happened or just ramble. But in between the last podcast and this podcast, we had 2 very eventful weekends.
I'm still recovering mentally.
Yeah, mentally, for real. And of course, we're talking about a classic event that happens in Austin. ACL. Austin City Limits. It's like a music festival at the park downtown, across the river.
A lot of people there on drugs.
Oh, yeah. Of course, on the drugs. Everyone's on the drugs.
I wasn't actually on the drugs. Call me crazy.
Yeah, neither was I. I was on the painkillers.
You were.
Dude, was that a thing on the podcast last time?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was.
No.
Okay. So back to where it all started 3 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
We haven't done a podcast in 3 weeks.
Was it? No. I think you talked. Maybe you talked about it?
I did. I definitely did. I definitely did.
did.
Because we did the Monday after.
He's still hurting.
Okay. So I'm fine now. It's finally getting better. But last time we talked about cracked rib. Allegedly. Got elbowed right in the chest. Upper rib. X-rayed. Not broken. Not cracked, thankfully. Mm-hmm. But bruised badly. So when I would wake up in the morning and your body like decompresses when you sleep because you're like you have a lower heart rate and your breaths are not as deep, they're very calm. My body kind of like locks up, and then when I get up in the morning, like sitting up just like kills that like bruised rib. And just moving and breathing and sneezing hurts in general. But what I would do is I would wake up and I would take like an ibuprofen, like a painkiller, and then it would kind of like settle itself. And then usually for the rest of the day, it'd be fine or just like manageable. But for ACL, that was like 1 week after the hockey game where it got bruised, right?
Yep.
And I wanted to drink a lot, obviously, because we're going to a music festival. I want to celebrate and be drunk with the boys and the ladies and lasses, or the lasses and lads that we went with.
Lasses and lads, yeah.
And the reason why we're going to drink a lot, because, you go to ACL, drinks are expensive, right?
Everything's expensive.
The bars are going to be expensive as hell. But luckily, our boss bought a bungalow.
Our boss did, in fact, buy some of the most expensive tickets that you can buy. Yeah,
so basically for ACL, we had VIP tickets to get into the 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, free, with unlimited free drinks and snacks,
along with like a private cabana, like a private section that was just for our group.
A bungalow, some would say.
Some would call it that.
Basically, the VIP area has like a bunch of storage on the bottom floor, and then it's like a raised up platform that overlooks like one of the big stages.
Yeah.
And then there's a third level, which is where
for the rich people.
The rich people go, aka us. Not really.
We're so rich.
No. We just got gifted a fantastic opportunity to go to this 3-day event, get unlimitedly drunk the entire weekend because the drinks were all free. Obviously, we had to tip.
Yeah.
Which we didn't know at first.
I don't know if you knew. I tipped. I had like $100 bill. I just gave the $100 bill.
Yeah. So what happened was we went the first night, and free drinks, whatever, no big deal. We were only there for like the last set of the night, which was Blink 182. And Blink 182 was at the stage that the bungalow overlooked.
Yep.
But then the second day, most of the people in our 10-person party, because that's how many tickets there were 10 for this bungalow, were not going because they either had like some people had like a wedding to go to.
Yeah.
Some
I
people
didn't go.
were like, I'm going to save myself for day 3 because
that was me.
Day 3 was Chappell Roan and Tyler, the Creator, and like the big people. So they took this middle day off to recover a little bit from the drinking nights on Friday night.
Yep. And I had to work. I did work too.
But I went all 3 days. So I was there on Saturday with Noah, and then eventually later on, Scarlett and David showed up. And also, TJ and Seb had tickets, which is another story we'll get to. But we're talking about the tipping for now.
Yeah.
So me and Noah are we get there at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. We start slamming drinks. We're trying to get drunk before Teddy Swims goes on.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice, by the way. He's like the male Adele. It's fucking phenomenal. And all of a sudden, the bartender's like, hey, can you scan your wristband? And I'm like, sure. I don't know why, because it's like...
Mm-hmm. I'm already in here.
What is the wristband? Yeah, basically. So I scan my wristband, and they're like, oh, you don't have like your card connected. And I was like, no, I didn't set that up. I didn't think I wasn't, I'm not, I'm there. I'm basically there for free. I'm not spending money.
Yeah.
My goal is to not like spend any money basically. And they're like, oh, that's how we keep track of your tips. And we were just like, oh, I was under the assumption that like my boss would be like
tipping and stuff.
Or like it was just covered because she paid a lot of money to get this bungalow.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently not, which makes sense. She paid for the actual booth. She doesn't pay for the service workers. They're working for the tips. Like the tips is what they get.
Yeah.
So like I'm getting basically some dirty looks every time I get a drink, and the drinks are getting weaker and weaker. Like there's less alcohol every time I get a drink. And then like we go out for Teddy Swims, we come back up, meet Scarlett and David, have a few more drinks, then go back out for concerts for like the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And then like the big act that on Saturday was Dua Lipa. We saw Dua Lipa. We were too far in the back. There was a huge fucking crowd. And also, none of us really were that into Dua Lipa.
I don't know if I know any Dua Lipa songs, but I know
definitely do.
I definitely do.
Her songs are very popular, but I just like, she's a beautiful woman.
Everyone's there for the baddie.
But she didn't have that great of stage presence. She kind of just had backup dancers and was doing like a dance routine. So we were just like, all right, we heard the songs we wanted to hear. Let's leave early. But we go back on Sunday, and now everyone's back.
I'm there. I'm now here on Sunday.
Nathan returns. Everyone's there on Sunday. And we're all, the 8 or 9 of us are getting drinks and slamming drinks. And I get one drink, and it's fine. It's like normal. It's pretty well even alcohol to Red Bull ratio. I was getting vodka Red Bulls the whole weekend. And I go back for a second drink, and it's like full of ice, and it's like she put like a drop of vodka in it, and it's all Red Bull. Yeah. And I could tell like these people are fucking fed up with us. And I was like panicking after the first day because we were getting like, some looks and the whole tipping thing happened. So I was like, guys, we have to tip. Like we have to. Like I feel anxious right now. I feel like I'm getting fucking mean mugged. I feel like they hate us. So I convinced everybody to like get as much cash together from all our wallets, and we all go up together, and we're like, hey, we just want to thank you guys for all the service this weekend. Like we're just the workers. Like our boss got this bungalow for us. Yep. So we just wanted to like throw as much cash as we can afford to, because we're just here. We just got lucky basically.
I don't even know, because you guys were talking about that on like day 2, and it's like a full day thing. So I did not hear about this until day 3.
Yeah.
Because day 1, our boss was there with us, and I will say day 1 at least, I had a drink or two. It just tasted like pure alcohol.
Yeah, they poured heavy the first day.
It was so heavy.
Well, it's because our boss was there.
Yeah.
And she's the one in
person
charge, the person whose name's on the thing.
Yeah.
So they were like, hooking us up. And then after the tipping, right? The next drink I got was like back to being like 90% alcohol, and I was like, whew, thank God they don't hate us anymore.
I don't even know. I went up separately. I don't even know if they even saw if I put the money in or not, but I don't really care. I didn't go back after that. I literally put the money in and I left. I don't know what the appropriate amount is, just because the tickets are so damn expensive.
Yeah.
That I don't know what they're expecting in tips, because I gave like $100 tip.
They're expecting rich people to throw a bunch of money.
I gave like $100 tip. I don't know, for them that's like a regular dollar. Okay. Like they're expecting that every single.
The reason I wanted everyone to go up together is because I only had $20 in cash in my wallet. And the whole thing is like you attach your credit card to your bracelet.
Yep.
because none of the places take card except for the bracelet or something like that.
I put my debit card. I have not checked to see. I don't know.
You attached the cash.
I
to the
didn't
card,
think about it. I just attached it, but then when I activated it, I don't think there's a way to unattach it.
If you didn't scan it on anything, then no.
No, I only scanned it to get up there. To be fair.
Yeah, well, that's not like a charge though. That's just mine lit up green. I didn't have my credit card attached to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we had everyone just go up together and throw all the money in our wallets and say thank you, because we were like, I felt super guilty. I don't know if everyone else felt super guilty. Yeah. But I at least wanted to like, you know, leave on good terms, like say a big thank you for all the service the weekend, because we were really like. We were the only young people up there. So
everybody else was like 40s pushing
getting max 2 drinks and like throwing a tip in every time they got a drink. But we were like slamming 5-6 drinks at a time every time we went up there, and then like not tipping. So
I feel like everybody else there was crazy loaded, because on the first night especially, someone got like full catering. I'm talking like enough food to feed like 30-40 people. There were just 5 of them in the booth, like 2 down from us. And at the very end of the day, they're just like, hey, do you want this food? We're not going to eat it. And they literally, like, one of the things was like a huge deep tray that you'd get for like catering services that had like, I don't, like 20 or something burgers, and only one was missing. Like they had one burger and they just left all the rest of the food.
Well, you never know. It could have been like double stacked. You know?
It could have been double stacked.
I doubt
but there was
though.
also
only
like
5 people in that booth,
5 people there, so they hounded them down.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess good job to get that far.
Apparently, a guy paid for catering for all of his group because they were it was like Blink 182 was the lead act, and I'm assuming that's what all the old people were like. Yes, Blink 182, my childhood band, or whatever.
Also, for those who don't know, Blink 182 between every song will take time to talk about their penises and how much sex they had in both middle school and high school, which I found was very weird.
They're like 40, 50-year-old men who are clinging on to like, oh, I'm a high school edgy kid, so they talk about like sex and bang people and who wants to fuck me after the concert, like that sort of thing, like in between every song. And it was just like, I'm not so even joking.
It's literally every single song. I think if you probably just cut it, just them talking, it might be 15 to 20 minutes
long.
Like
a stand-up set of just like, I
yes.
fucked a girl and she liked it. Nice. But it's all worth it when you fucking hear the goddamn highlights of the songs.
All the Blink-182 classics, dude. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely, I apparently it's a well-known thing for people who watch them. I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, Blink-182, I'm so excited. And it's like, yeah, I remember back in high school, I used to fuck so many girls, but like now I can fuck even more.
Yeah, I got warned from one of our coworkers that it was going to be like that, because he went to the first weekend. Yeah. And he was like, just so you know, Blink-182 just does like a middle school stand-up set in between every song. It really
does feel like it's a bunch of middle school.
Dude,
like, my dick's so huge.
You know what, though? It all went out. In one ear, went out the other when I heard, where are you? And I'm so sorry. Yeah, so that was fun. I mean, that was probably I got drunk really fast that night. Yep. But I think I got more drunk the other days, especially on Sunday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Friday was just like we all worked. Most of us worked that day, so we didn't get off to work till like 5, or I think we left work a little early. Went home, changed, got an Uber to carpool to another person's place, to Uber again to the thing, and then by like 7 o'clock we're rolling in. We missed like the Foster
the sun was already going down by the time
the sun was down by the time we got to the bungalow.
Oh, by the time we got to the bungalow, for sure.
And then
it took a long time.
We got there, we got drinks, and then Blink-182 was like, "We're Blink-182, let's go!"
We're like, "Let's go! Perfect timing!"
And it's like an hour and 15 set, and then it was like, "Okay, let's leave." So we were there for like max like two hours.
But it was fun.
We
I got
really
drunk
and hung out.
I got to be like, "Damn, I know those people," and I'm like, "Whoa, stop talking about your penis, man." Yeah. It really was so... It was honestly... It made the experience more fun, because every time I said something, I can look around and everybody else would be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Saturday, we pulled up... we wanted to go early, so we pulled up at like 2:30. Like I said, me and Noah were there getting drinks. And then, well, funnily enough, our other 2 roommates, or our temporary roommate and our other roommate, Seb and Bubs, a.k.a. TJ...
Fuck you, TJ.
Bubs drives Uber, so he was Ubering a lot of ACL people like the weekend before, the first weekend, not the second weekend, because there's 2 weekends. Yep. and apparently he got the sound engineer of a French techno or house music
someone
band
who
called
works
Jungle. I think he was the sound engineer. And he was like, "Oh, let me get you free passes to see Jungle on Saturday." Yeah.
Brazil.
And Bubs was like, "Sure." So Seb and TJ got 2 free passes. Funnily enough, not VIP passes, but they also got free passes.
It would be very weird if they did. He's like, "Oh yeah, let me give you these really expensive VIP tickets."
Cool.
Would be cool though.
But it was funny because we all Ubered together, right? We all got there at the same time, and then we were like, "All right, see you later." And we went up to the bungalow, started sitting on the balcony, slamming drinks while looking down at them, like sitting on the ground in the shade by the trash cans. And we were like, "Cheers!" And they were like, "Fuck you." But then once Teddy Swims was about to come on, we went down and joined them in the crowd. And dude, that guy is fucking talented, and he's a sweetheart. He was super nice. Like there was a lot of times where the artist would have to be like, "Hey, security, can you check on that, people?" Because is super hot. It was like 100-degree weekend.
And people are fucking swarmed, so it's like security can't see shit.
And also, like, you have to walk pretty far to get to, like, the free water stations. So people were probably, like, mad dehydrated the whole time.
Oh, I know I was.
I wasn't, because we were getting free waters. Free liquid deaths.
That's true. There every time, but...
Yeah, every time we would leave the bungalow, I would be like, "Can I get a water?" And then just leave with, like, 2 liquid deaths and slam one and then hold the other for a while the concerts were going. For
Sunday, I mean, we're getting to Sunday, but for Sunday, I definitely was dehydrated because I was in an area that I couldn't leave. So I'm like, well, fuck, I can't get water.
Yeah. But yeah, after Teddy Swims, then Scarlett and David arrived, our friend of ours, and we went up, met them in the bungalow, slammed some more drinks, and then we were trying to decide who to go to before Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go see a band called Grand Funk Railroad for no reason other than I thought it would be like some fucking sick ass funk music. Turns out, like, really like hardcore classic rock band.
Okay.
And it was fucking hype. It was like America, all like the fucking Texans born and raised were there. The old people that were just headbanging to this rock music. And we got in the crowd and we were just like, "Yeah, fuck yeah!" And it was so sick. That was like the peak drunk I was at that point in the day. And I was
feel like a real Texan at that point.
Dude, I was
about to get your Harley out.
Crazy, dude. The guy on guitar was fucking ripping it. It was sick, and the drummer was going crazy. Like it was such a good act for like an old. It was like and it was like their 50th anniversary, so it was like an old band that like
bunch of geezers
people know about. But I was just I texted my mom and dad. I was like, "Do you guys know what Grand Funk Railroad is?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, we know them." And I was just like, "That's crazy." But then we ended up breaking off because a guy called this is a tell for how not great his show was, but
okay.
I think his name was Vince Staples.
That sounds like a real name. I've heard Vince Staple.
Yeah. So his music was like pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bashing the music, like pretty good rapper, you know. But it was like the most insecure stage performance I've ever seen, because in between like every single lull in the song, he'd be like, "How you feeling, Austin? Are we doing good?" Like every single time, like without skipping a beat. It's like, how we feeling, Austin?" Trying to get it like a cheer. It was every time.
Was it like, is he? Now I've heard the name Vince Staple, but I don't know the guy. Is he new to performing? I can see
I don't
that.
think so. Seb said he's been around for a while.
Oh. I don't know that.
But he was like, "Oh, I wasn't feeling well this morning, but you know what? You gotta wake up, power through. How you feeling tonight, Austin?" And he just keep doing it. And eventually we were just like, "All right, let's go try to get far up, or at least close enough to Dua Lipa."
The Queen.
And were you? No, you were. Okay, I think this was this night. So we tried to do is we tried to go up the right side to get as close as we can to the stage, and then we were like, okay, well, no. First we went to VIP, and VIP was like packed to get onto the actual balcony.
Yeah.
So we just like peed or something, and then we're like, fuck it, let's just try to like push to the front. So we start going up the right side, and it gets like the more closer and closer you get to the stage, the more dense the people are, like the crowd of people are. So we're getting up and we're like, all right, well, there's no way we're getting. It's like a fucking.
You're gonna have to drop. You're literally gonna have to drop elbows in order to get through.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, let's cut across the middle and try to get like more central. So we're like, we do like a conga line where you hold the person's hand in front of you and hold the person's hand behind you. The
monkey chain.
Yeah. And we're just like walking horizontally trying to get to the middle. And I shit you not, there's just people who just lay a blanket down and sit there like for a while trying to save their spot. With like kids in strollers or just like hanging out.
Strollers.
And then at this point it's like 7:45. Dua Lipa's going on at like 8:15. There's like 10,000 growing to like 30,000 people just like all pushing forward, and there's just people surrounded by a sea, like a wall of like 10,000 people around them, just still sitting on their blankets with all their stuff sprayed out, and their kids just sitting on the blankets playing around. And like ACL is at this like park where it's all like grass and dirt.
Yeah.
And at this time of year, it's like after all the heat and the grass is just dead.
Especially after all the fucking people like walking all over it.
And all the foot traffic is kicking up like dirt and dust. So it's just like plant spores, grass spores mixed with dirt and dust. And they're just having their kids sitting on the ground while 10,000 people like shuffle around them, kicking up dirt and shit. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's
your kid's gonna cough up dust later on.
Like after Friday, we didn't even like we were there for like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Saturday, I woke up and because of the dust, I didn't have my bandana up when we were walking to get to the bungalow. Like I had like a fully stuffy nose combined with like the rib pain. It was fucking like miserable.
Your nose does just. I think everybody who went had like fully stuffed nose and like. You know, your nose is full of dust. Like you go to blow your nose, it ain't regular.
It's brown.
It's fucking like
black. Like when you get home, you blow your nose and it's brown and black. Plus, I wasn't. I don't know if I was trying to get to this before. I don't know if I said it, but because I had rib pain, I was taking painkillers. I stopped taking painkillers so I could drink a lot.
Yeah, because you can't combo.
So combine that with a stuffy nose. And like sneezing a lot because my nose getting tickled by like the snot and the dirt and the dust. Yeah. I'm like, every time I sneeze, it's like a sharp rib pain. And I have to like take a deep breath to expand and crack my ribs back. Like, decompress it again. So that was fucking killing me. But then luckily I took an allergy pill and that fixed it. It seems like I was just allergic to the grass or the dust. I have some pollen. It's probably pollen.
I think you just got allergies this season.
Yeah. Well, no. Usually it's like the spring that like the pollen fucks me up. Because right now, regularly walking around, I don't get a stuffy nose.
Maybe it's
but it's literally just the grass.
You walk around. Well, that means you have allergies this season. Because when you're not out when you're not in the. We're not talking about it yet, but even last weekend when we were out, you still had stuffy nose and stuff. It could just be like
a little bit
the dirt, the grass.
Well, that was also
now.
We were out and at another place where we were kicking up dust, which we'll get to later.
But that's
the same thing.
That's what allergies are.
It's like
seasonal allergies.
It's dust and
obviously if you go
grass.
from one isolated area to the other isolated area, like
but
isolated rooms.
If it's not like the spring where literally just being outside will cause me to have a catastrophic nose moment. Like the dust has to be like influenced and kicked to get the spores in my nose or whatever the fuck.
Okay. Actually.
But okay, back to we're cutting horizontally through the Dua Lipa crowd. Yep. These people are sprayed out on the ground with their blankets like idiots with their kids. So we're like stepping on their blankets because like that's like there's two
no options.
We're trying to push behind people who are like on the edge of the blanket and walk horizontally across. And I think like Scarlett or David was in the front. Yeah. And they knocked over this lady's purse, which God, why is her purse on the edge of the thing? It could just get snatched, you know? Yeah. Like what the fuck are you doing? And the lady goes, "Hey, this is not a walking zone or whatever."
This is actually the walking zone.
And then Scarlett goes like, what are you doing? Shut up. And she goes, "No one's going to like you in 5 years." And Scarlett goes, "No one likes you now." And it was so funny.
It's actually so funny.
And then the lady like went like, "Oh," like this. And then Seb just gave her like the death look. Like Seb used to work at the customer service, like at Dunkin'. So he's got like retail customer service thing. And he just gave her like a fucking "don't do it, lady." And she just kept her mouth shut and we just kept going. But eventually we got to a point where we're like in the middle.
They're active. I'm just saying they're actively endangering their kids' lives.
Yeah,
like, you should not.
Like, so stupid.
Events like Astro World are real, and I'm just saying you should not be sitting in a dense crowd with thousands of people.
Their
on
kid's
all
gonna get
sides
trampled.
of you.
God, the music starts and everyone starts jumping, and their kid gets stepped on their neck.
Someone falls back. You have a bunch of objects on the perimeter, so somebody can easily trip over your bag unintentionally and fall into the thing.
At a certain point, when there's a wall of layers of hundreds of people around you. You pick up the blanket and then start standing and waiting for the concert.
The number one thing that you're not supposed to do in crowded situations is be on the ground.
Yeah.
Like that's just in like emergency situations. If somebody falls over, you're supposed to like immediately pick them up because they will get trampled. They will.
It's just like God forbid, like something happens, there's a stampede. They're just getting.
I can't imagine. I mean, like if someone's doing it to themselves, I mean, I guess hey, you get what comes to you, but you should not put your kids and it's you said. People had their kids in strollers, like infants, essentially.
Basically.
Don't do that.
Stupid. Why you bring your kid to like the dustiest, like most degenerate event?
That's the biggest thing too. Is there's also so much dust and stuff. The kid's just gonna be sitting there at dust, the optimal dust level.
Yeah.
The entire day breathing in dust.
Well, that's why we were rocking bandanas, which it's day 2 and 3. I was very much using the bandana a lot. Like every concert, we were down on the ground. I was bandanaing up, but eventually we get to the middle and we watch like the first few songs and everyone's kind of just like, we're tired. We don't really like Dua Lipa that much. Let's go home. And then we went back down the left side. There was like this big screen that we stopped at a little bit.
Yeah.
We could actually see what was going on the stage. Because we, as far as we pushed up, we still like, she was still like a dot, you know? Yeah. And we were just watching the screen, the big screens on the side of the stage. So then we just went back, watched the screen for a while and then left early. Was able to get out of there pretty nicely. We went like, the first day we came from like the south entrance and it's like a fucking nightmare because the entire road is closed. So you have to walk like a ton to get to the entrance.
For people who don't know, for the people who don't know like the scope of it, there were literally like thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like you look over, it is the most people I've seen in like
one place
in eyesight because it's just a flat plane essentially. And there are probably for like, in the same way for like later on, there might be like 10,000 people in one area at some points.
I mean, Dua Lipa probably had like a crowd of 30,000 just stretching all the way back.
Oh no, yeah, literally it goes.
Imagine like an entire football stadium, like 60,000 people just spread across one like small park that is surrounded by a city, basically.
If you were at like a football field, it would literally be like shoulder to shoulder for the entire football field.
Yeah, it's just crazy amount of people. But we figured out the strat was to go on like the lake entrance because under the highway that is next to the park, there's a footbridge that goes directly under the highway and you can just get out of your Uber across the river and then just walk across the river and the entrance is like right there. So that was the strat. So yeah, we had Nathan who wasn't there.
I wasn't there because I was working.
So we avoided Uber costs. And then day 3 we ended up Ubering to the location was wrong on the Uber thing.
Yeah.
So
the Uber driver was like, just get out of the...
We ended up going from like the downtown entrance, which is like the east entrance, I guess, which was like just where all the free sample people are, which was kind of hype, but it's also another like really busy entrance. But then we figured out there's a VIP line, so we're able to skip a lot of the commotion to get into the actual thing. You missed the
part where we literally got out in the middle of the road.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we had to, like...
The guy was in the turning lane. He's like, please go red, please go red. Light went red. All right, get out. And we just, like, got out. Dude, the first day, the south side where, like, the highway is, you can't go on that road. Like, the police, direct you back onto the highway if you go on the U-turn. So my guy just, like... We were just like, let's out here. And he's like, no, the cops are behind me. So he goes around the corner and up the ramp.
Yeah.
And just stops and then lets us out on the on-ramp to the highway and we just book it.
I saw when we were going, because for Dan will know it, for you guys, basically imagine like a U-turn area. Dan saying that he went all the way down, made the U-turn and stopped. And then they got out around the curve.
Yeah, we were so far
I was on the imagine you just first get on the U-turn, look to your left, there's the highway. I saw cars just stop on the highway.
They get out on the highway.
They got out on the highway, and like this group of cowgirls just
runs down the little
hill.
They
straddle the like barrier and just literally run down the hill.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys ended up going like straight and then back to like one of the hotels or a steakhouse.
There's like a shopping area before you, like right off when you get off the highway before you go to the U-turn area. We were there. So
yeah. So you guys were like a little bit back from us, so we had to wait up for you guys, which is why it took so long to get there to the booth for Blink-182.
Yep.
I had something I wanted to say about day 2 or 3. Oh no. Okay, so going into day 3.
Yep.
Everyone's back. It's not just like the 5 people, except our 2 roommates, TJ and Seb, who were there for free from the Jungle Day Pass, the 1 day pass. couldn't come, except my boss, who I think she was gonna invite somebody.
Yeah.
But she didn't end up going on Sunday. She had an extra ticket now, so I was like, "Hey, can I bring my other roommate? Because I already had Nathan and Noah with me, which are 2 of the 3 of my roommates.
Yep.
Besides Bubs, who's our temporary roommate. So I was like, "Hey, can I maybe get that extra pass so my other roommate can come?" So we ended up upgrading Seb from peasant boy sitting by the trash cans on Saturday to VIP bungalow man
Biggest
on
VIP
Sunday,
you can get, yeah.
where we all, basically got there at like 3:00 ish.
Yeah.
Slammed drinks, and then it was like straight to chaperone. I think that's no. Okay.
Ooh.
First of all, backtracking a little bit. Outfits, right?
This guy over here.
I had a normal outfit on Friday. It was just a neon green soccer jersey. I bought some bucket hats along with my handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Your bandanas.
So I was rocking bucket hats all night. I had a black bucket hat on, flat black for the soccer jersey for the first night. Second day, pink shirt, pink flamingo bucket hat, and I had this sick it has like a blue oni, which is like the Japanese warrior mask or whatever, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
With a bunch of like neon sort of colors on it. And then day 3, me and Nathan teamed up combo. I went as Toad and he went as Mario.
I had like a full neon red jumpsuit from head to toe.
Which is crazy because of how hot it was.
I was fine with a Mario Rabbids hat.
He had
so
ears on it
basically
too.
Mario hat, but just 2 little bunny ears on the top.
And this all came from me finding a mushroom tool, like a red and white mushroom tool, like toadstool bucket hat. And then I bought a red bandana with it, bought a Toad costume so I could just yoink the little blue vests that Toad wears with the gold trim. I bought like a white champion shirt to go under that, and then a white pair of shorts because Toad wears white pants.
Yep.
And then I was Toad for the day. It was sick. And everyone was like, "Yo, Mario Toad, it's sick."
I got stopped on the way into there because he's like, "Mario, who are you here to see?"
Oh yeah, there's an interview,
I was
street
like,
interview.
"Tyler, obviously. I'm sorry though. I gotta go."
That's awesome. Yeah, so we were fucking rocking it.
Yep.
And after then the tipping situation happened, and then it was like, okay, a couple people want to go see who's the guy that Seb saw? Kevin Abstract.
Okay.
Seb, Scarlett, and David went to see Kevin Abstract. Nathan, our friend Jack, and Hyro and Haley, I think, went to the other VIP area on the other big stage where Chaperone was going to play to try to get into VIP so they could watch Chaperone and Tyler from the VIP area.
Our bungalow was on the opposite side. There's 2 giant stages on opposite sides.
Yeah.
So we were on the stage that Tyler and Chaperone weren't playing at. And so we crossed over to that big area and we went to that VIP area, which I don't think you guys even went into.
I didn't go up on the balcony, but I went into like the
back area
where the bathrooms were in the shops and the whatever. But basically like same way how there was a VIP area on the second floor and then the third floor had our bungalow. On the other stage, there was just a second floor VIP area
for everyone who's just VIP. No bungalow.
VIP. So we were able to get in and still get like drinks and stuff there.
Yep.
Which I didn't really take advantage of. I just went to the bungalow every time. But then on the other side of the big stage with Chaperone and Tyler, there's the cabanas, which is like literally like
those are
basically
exclusive.
Celebrities.
Those are
exclusive
exclusive
to,
tickets.
Like
you need to know
famous people,
you
or
need
like
to know
probably
who to
families
ask
of the
for.
artists and stuff.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to get into those. But they camped out in VIP for that. And then what was left was me and Noah, who went to go see Mexican OT, who is a new up-and-coming rapper from Houston. He's done stuff with like Big X the Plug.
Yeah.
He's got a very fast rap style. It was sick.
Isn't he the one who like
hammered.
rolls his R's on words that don't even have
like Jinxie,
R's?
Bro.
He just rolls. Yeah.
And what's funny is the day before at Vince Staples, Ryan, a friend of ours, spotted us from behind and was like, "Oh my god, I saw Noah and you guys were here," and he was just there solo, like bouncing around from some friends I guess he had there.
Which is crazy for such a large crowd of people to actually run into somebody, even if
it's just he just noticed us and met up with us, which is hilarious. So he was with us for the whole Vince Staples thing, and then we split off for Dua Lipa, and then at Mexican OT, I was like, is that Ryan again? And we were like, Ryan. We like went up with him and gave him a big hug, and we were like, yeah, we're just like vibing Mexican OT. Me and Noah were hammered, and then after Mexican OT, it was straight into Chaperone.
Yep.
And apparently, Haley, Scarlett, and David pushed all the way up into the pit.
Yeah.
Because, the girlies love Chaperone. You guys were still in VIP, right?
I was, yeah.
Seb, I think, stayed at Kevin Abstract, didn't leave early for Chapel because he likes that artist.
He likes Kevin, yeah.
And then me and Noah just pushed left side because we knew there was a bathroom up there for one. So we peed first. And then we were like, going to meet up with Seb by the bathrooms and just chill there. Because the plan was to meet up at the screen that we saw when we were leaving Dua Lipa and just watch from there as the boys being boys. But me and Noah had a pee, so we left the screen, went further up to the bathrooms, and we're like, fuck it, there's like a gap here. We can let's try to get as far up as possible. So we pushed like decently far up. We were still like behind the sound stage that's in the center.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like the sound booth for all the sound engineers. It's like in the middle of the crowd. We were still behind
so
that.
they can hear what the crowd's hearing too.
Yeah, but we were off to the lefts, just chilling. And then Seb was like, I'm at the screen, where the fuck are you guys? So I ended up trying to call him, and eventually he like pushed his way all the way up to us. And the three of us were just like, HOTTOGO. You can take me hard to go. Yeah. So it was fun.
Copyright.
She had a really good stage presence, I will say. She was she seemed very talented.
One thing that was fun is seeing all the different artists, and some people, they all obviously talented.
Yeah.
In their own right. But some people would like stand there, they'll walk around while singing.
Some people had guys crazy good performance.
Not as I honestly think Chapel and Tyler were really high up there. The first night we saw this one country singer who wore a mask.
No, that was the third day.
That was the third day?
While we were in the bungalow drinking our asses off before Mexican OT and Kevin Abstract. This band named Orville Peck.
Orville Peck. He was great.
He was a guy in a luchador mask with an acoustic guitar singing country music. Awesome. And he was fucking amazing.
I actually, one thing that I saw, which was sick, was like he was like he's super into it, and he like jams out with all of the people in the band. He was jamming out with the drum person, turns around without looking, high kicks backwards and hits the cymbal while he walks away.
Whoa,
and I was just like, this guy's fucking sick. And he had costume changes in the thing too. He had guitars for specific costumes,
and he was the only performer we saw that literally mid-song stopped to check on somebody in the crowd who might have fainted or something.
Yeah.
And then they restarted the song, went right back into it. It was very professional.
Oh no,
very sweet.
High regards to him.
I think him, Teddy Swims, Chapel, and Tyler obviously had the best stage presence that I saw there.
And Chapel's still pretty new
Grand
to
Funk
everything.
Railroad, fucking killer with the old people, man. They were killing it. Very hype.
Can I do catch up on my end? Because we're at Chapel now.
Yeah. Go for it.
For me, we went to the back VIP area. This was right before Chapel. And one thing I'll say, in the bungalow, you just go up and ask for a drink. In the regular VIP area, I felt like a god. Because you see everybody else with their plebeian VIP passes. I walk up with my bungalow thing, and everybody else, when they go to order drinks, they turn the thing around to show the price.
Yeah, they have to pay.
When I do it, it literally just goes 0, 0, 0, and they just hand it to me, and I'm like, fuck yes.
Everyone else in the VIP with normal VIP tickets has to still pay for their drinks, but with the bungalow pass, you just scan your wristband and it just
comes out to 0. Yeah,
and you're just like,
I'm just like, I may or may not have been like, because there's way more options there too. You can get like anything. So I got some wine. I was like, fuck it, I'm getting wine,
fancy.
Dude. The line there was insane to get up to Chapel.
Yeah,
but for some reason, I don't know what. I'm guessing it's just a lot of old people and stuff, or at the top didn't know who Chapel was, because we were not able to get in for the first song. But after the first song, just so many people left.
They were like, I don't fucking know who this is. I'm getting out.
And I was able to be pushed in, and I was literally the frontmost corner, like Titanic, where Jack holds on to the girl, and she's at the very corner, and she's like, I'm the king of the world, or whatever. Like, that was me for Chapel, right in time for Hot to Go.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's fucking go. And the nicest thing is, since I was in that corner area, there's seats nowhere else except for the very first row, which means that since I was in front of the seat, I had a bubble around me. So it was literally like a private space for me. It was just me at the very front. I'm just like, I love this.
We didn't even bother trying to get into the VIP because when we went to pee for Dua Lipa, the line to get up the stairs into the VIP area was like backed up. So we were like, if it was that bad for Dua Lipa, there's no way it's going to be better for Chapel and Tyler.
And for those who are concerned for Hot to Go, we all thought when Hot to Go started, everyone would be fucking karate chopping each other.
We
in
were
the
like,
head.
watch out for these white girls because we're gonna get fucking whacked in the neck.
Very smart of Chapel and the probably the entire team because they all probably predicted this. They did it extremely slow.
They were doing like this.
H. Well, no. Before they even started the whole thing, she started Hot to Go not with how the song starts, but they started like HOT.
Oh yeah, she taught
like
them.
extremely slow.
That's actually really smart.
To show that
I didn't know the dance, but
Not
she
only
did that, and I was like, oh, I get it. It's
everybody
like the
knows the
letters.
dance, and now everybody knows like how far they can move their arm without fucking smacking their.
You were testing the waters very slowly, so you don't fucking boom and hit someone in the face.
I was fully getting ready to look over to see if people and just everyone.
Dude, I was like putting the
decked.
blinders up, like I was boxing. I was putting up
Yeah,
the
you had to
goddamn
protect your
protection.
fucking ribs too.
Dude, we'll get to that. So, we didn't even bother going to the VIP. We're like, fuck it, we're not getting in. So we just stood like pretty close front left, like basically where the entrance to the cabana was. We were like maybe 15 yards south of that, and then like a little over to the right because we kind of squeezed in.
Yeah.
But Chapel ends, woo, yes, queen, slay.
The mass migration begins.
The pink hat cowgirls just start getting the fuck out of there, and all the guys start pushing forward.
in.
So basically, me, Seb, and Noah like team up with this group of guys from Galveston. Shout out, they were homies. So we have one big like cannonball of dudes just in a circle, just pushing through the wave of white girls going out, and then we get like. I shit you not, maybe like row 40 if it was a seating chart. Or no, more than that. Maybe like row 60, 70.
Yeah.
But we could see Tyler, like actual human being size. And then the big screen was like right in front of us,
Oh, no, yeah.
But like Chapel ended and then there was like probably like an hour.
There's an hour, yeah.
In between Chapel and Tyler. Because they had to like... dress the stage because Tyler has a super sick like
no one
stage
else
set.
I don't think anyone else in the production had like actual giant props. Tyler had a probably 20-foot tall essentially canyon like
it was
that
like
they
desert canyon
that they carted on
and he had like
thing.
custom. It wasn't just like camera of him on the screens, it was like a custom desert canyon graphic with like a billboard that had the camera of Tyler.
They made an
which
entire
evolved as the songs went on.
The
and
entire screen, they made an animated sequence specific to the venue.
Yeah, which was sick. It was so cool.
It was awesome. Yeah.
What I was sad was that I missed Dom Dalla.
Yeah.
Who Christian told me was like my old coworkers told me he was like electric, right? And I couldn't see him. He's like basically like a house sort of guy, or maybe more like upbeat, more electronic. I don't know.
EDM.
Sort of. No, less EDM, more house. But I wanted to see him, but I was like, there's no way I'm making it out to him after Chapel and back into where my friends are for Tyler. So basically, we start getting swallowed up by the entire crowd of people for Tyler, and we're getting calls from our friends who are like, where are you guys? And we're like, we're in the pit. Like, you're not getting to us. And they were like, well, just where are you? Send me a picture or something. But the pictures weren't sending through. We're in a crowd of 30,000 people or whatever.
Oh, no, yeah.
So I'm just like, front left, man. Good luck. And then eventually David calls me and he's like, hey, I'm close to the front left. I'm by the bathrooms. Where are you? Like the bathrooms that we were at before on the left side. So I just go look for my hat and I pick up my toad hat and just hold it above my head. And it's just like a beacon of like mushroom for everyone to find. So all of a sudden I hear, Dan, I'm here. And David's like swimming through people. Like, can I get to my friend? Like, finally reaches us. We introduce him to the boys. You know, our Galveston boys, the lads. And then he gets a call from Scarlett. And Scarlett's like, where are you? Me and Haley are coming. And we're like, well, fuck. We're front left. Like, good luck. Sure enough, Dan, raise up your hat. I put up my hat. Scarlett and Haley just swimming through people eventually get to us. So now we have like 4 more people in our pocket of us and the Galveston boys, which was already like 6 guys deep.
Yeah.
And then next to us, this girl's sitting on the ground because it was chill. No one was like being rowdy. It was fine. She's like just, tired, waiting for the concert.
Yeah, because it's downtime. There's an hour of downtime. So everyone's just basically like sitting, waiting for the stuff to even get close to starting.
All of a sudden, she pulls up the game Heads Up. You ever play that game?
I know it is. The foam game where it's a word that you have to guess it without seeing
what
it is.
And you go like down for yes. like correct, and then up to pass the word.
Yeah.
And she starts playing that with her like group of like 4 or 5 friends around her. And we like turn over and we're like, oh, this is hilarious. I was like, heads up at the function's crazy. I was saying that over and over. And then we introduced ourselves, we started talking, and then we all just started playing heads up together with our group of Galveston guys and us and their group of like small group of girls.
Yeah.
And eventually, after like 3 or 4 games, it just evolved into like
the crowd
a
now.
Group of like 50 people all trying to shout like clues for what the word is.
Because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah,
You're waiting for an hour in a sea
basically.
of people. Like, you're not just going to sit there on your phone.
But this girl on the ground's like giving like she was really good. She was getting like the highest scores.
Oh, yeah?
She's like guessing shit. I'm like yelling like, oh, it's like say it was like Selena Gomez. I'm like, oh, Wizards of Waverly Place, like the dope girl, the actress.
Selena Gomez.
And every time it was a correct answer, we were like 60 people around us were like, yes! It was so funny. It was like, we were like, no, yes! And it just ding! And it was so, oh, dude, it was so hype. That was like one of those like festival moments that are like, you know, those are the stories to tell. It was so sick.
That's why you go.
Basically, you just make friends with randoms and then have a great time.
And then
Tyler started. And I'll be real with you guys. I know like only one Tyler song, all the words. The rest of them
I have bad memory. I've listened to every Tyler song. I knew like probably 70 to 80% of what he played.
I knew about 4 songs. And the rest I was just like,
he had a lot. He had a big set list.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. I think it was literally like
crazy. I only
18, 20 songs or something. It was a lot.
When he went back to the classics from like 2016, 17, like Tamale and like or like Dogtooth stuff, I was like, okay, I know some of these. Yeah.
Dogtooth.
And then like there's the one song that is famous on TikTok, I think. I don't even know.
I don't know which one's famous on TikTok.
I'm
not on TikTok.
But I know I've heard it from TikTok. It's the only reason I know it. And then of course it's 20 vision. Cupid hit me with precision. I wonder if you look both ways when you cross my mind. Basically, that song comes on. That's the last song he did.
Yeah.
He did it twice.
He knew because that's the one that
he encored it twice.
Yeah.
I'm screaming. It's hype. Everyone's going crazy. And then like that was it.
It was
gone.
It was so cool though. You don't even understand. Halfway through, all of a sudden it's like desert.
Yeah.
There's okay. You're in Grand Canyon Desert Wasteland. There are essentially 3 parts: the middle, the left, and the right. Middle is just Tyler on a fucking canyon, starry skies. On the left, 2 billboards. Then halfway through, a fucking UFO starts coming down.
Yeah.
Fire starts shooting from the ground.
First of all, it was UFO into Desert Storm Tornado, into Hellfire coming up, into the billboards being burned away, and then the last song had just like a pink glow to it for the 2020 movie.
Also, Tyler, it was so funny. In between, like, especially at the beginning, he had to stop so often because he would just be dying from all the smoke.
The smoke
he'd be
fire,
like, the people are doing amazing at pyrotechnics, but god damn, I cannot breathe.
Plus all the dust and shit like that. He's like, I don't know how you people are here.
And he was sweating. God, he was glowing with sweat. You could see every fucking crevice of his face just being highlighted by all the stage lights. I was like, he is dying out there.
Plus like 1 or 2 songs, he was like, you know, getting everyone hype and everyone was jumping. And I'm just sitting there with a bruised rib, like already stuffy nose a little bit from the dust and like tired as hell from 3 days of this. And I'm just clutching I have like a over the shoulder bag, right? With all my stuff in it. So I don't have anything in my pockets. I'm just clutching that so it doesn't bash into my chest when I'm jumping.
Yeah.
And blocking my rib up here so that no one could bash into me. And the one song, like where everyone was jumping, I literally had this guy next to me like fucking going crazy. And I'm just like doing this and bouncing off them and jumping and just like fucking, oh dude, it was so painful. But I survived. I was just bouncing off people, protecting myself.
Summary though, Tyler, best performer by a landslide, so like crazy, and mad props. For those who don't know how these things work, everybody who goes on obviously gets paid different amounts, but it's up to the discretion of the artist to decide how much money goes into the production itself for their set. So Tyler and his team spent so much money. Nobody else had everybody else had cool visuals, but they were all live visuals with the team. For Tyler, it is a full, that must have been like a 34, that's like an hour-long animatic.
Yeah.
Like the entire thing had to be animated for that. The lighting was insane.
I'm sure there's
so many pyrotechnics.
I'm sure it's just like a loop, and then they hit a button and there's a smooth transition to the next.
Yeah,
like,
but
sort
it's
of
still
scene,
like
but it's still
they
like,
must have spent at least like I'm
Someone
not
had to make
joking
that shit.
$20,000 at least on that performance because
Yeah.
pyrotechnics are expensive too, and they had a shit ton. It was raining like golden sparkles at the end, which I thought was it was so sick. Like imagine like 10,000 sparklers for like the whole song. It was literally just looking up at a sea, like imagine like a golden waterfall. Like I'm not even joking.
Yeah. I was really impressed because I've been to maybe like 4 concerts lifetime, and then like this is like thrown into a straight up music festival that like 3 days in a row.
That's probably the highest production performance you can get realistically. You're not going to get anything higher than that.
Yeah, I wanted to get like the most out of it and go all 3 days, you know, and see as many artists as I could.
Yeah,
and it was worth it. It was sick. But the golden ticket, the best part of it all is that I got free drinks all weekend.
Yep.
Basically almost free rides every time because
Yeah.
of TJ who would come pick us up.
Shout out Bubs.
So basically for the entire weekend that most people spend thousands of dollars going to this thing, like on drinks, food, I only spent $17 on combined like Uber splits for like 4 Ubers or something like that for an entire VIP bungalow 3-day ACL experience, which
would normally cost you
awesome.
thousands of dollars.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
I think for me, I'll include the tip. I paid probably like
tip included.
117 for that, which was still fucking crazy.
Tip included.
That's how much that's how much the drinks would have cost for me in general. So it's like I'm so down.
I feel so bad. I don't carry cash. I don't have a bank here.
Yeah.
So like I have a regional bank from home.
Us poor plebeians.
I only had $20 of cash, so I was like, just take this is all the money in my wallet, please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, and then for me, I think I had the best seat for me at least because I had air conditioning essentially right above me.
You were cozy.
I was cozy, cool. I had no one next to me, so I had full arm's length, and I had the perfect view. I could see the entire stage. There was not a moment where Tyler on stage was out of my sight, and I could still see all the screens.
You
with
had
an
the
eye
perfect
shot.
introvert position.
For
we
me,
had the perfect extrovert position.
And I was not ready to be in that crowd.
It was fun, man.
I was ready to be drinking fucking beer, drinking wine, being nice and cool in my jumpsuit and hat, and fucking getting hype.
I had never been in like a crowd that big, and 2
Neither
at a
have I.
concert with everyone jumping like that. So
Yeah.
it was a crazy.
Oh, and then
experience.
from my perspective too, I could literally see the bubble because it just we're all monkey see, monkey do. You could see the closer you are to the stage, people are jumping like fucking crazy. You could see the ripples
You ever see
making their way out.
The soundscape visual? It's a bunch of dots, and they're like doing like
That's
waves
literally
like in an
what
ocean.
that's what the crowd is. I'm not even joking.
Like,
it was so sick.
you
Seeing
should
the
take a video.
entire
I want
crowd.
to see that. That was probably sick.
RIP. I don't take visuals on my phone. We
live in the moment, man. We like what the,
I literally
Dude, at one point everyone took out their phone when Tyler started playing his first song, and Seb was like, everyone's just living in the moment, not a phone in sight. And I was like, that's like the 4th time you said that this entire
My only downside is people are like, oh wait, show me a picture, and I'm just like,
I took a couple photos.
I don't
but
do that. I think I take like a picture on my phone every 2 weeks in general. I have every picture I've ever taken saved on my phone because I've never had to delete it for space. And when I get a new phone, I just transfer it over. I don't take pictures. Sorry.
Sue me.
Anyways, we have to speed run to the next
We're
weekend.
running low on time, but
We can go over a little
fun
bit.
little fact: the only 2 artists. Well, I guess that's not true. I added one Teddy Swim song I thought was really good into my playlist. But the only 2 artists I actually started listening to like their entire sound, like what do they call it? Their
Sound library?
Sound library. Were the 2 artists that we thought about seeing but didn't end up seeing. Because I was curious. I was like, what did I miss out on?
Yeah, and you're like,
and now I have like 5, like it was Wave to Earth and Dom Dalla, and now I have like 2 Dom Dalla songs in my playlist and like 5 Wave to Earth songs in my playlist, which is like hilarious.
Guess we gotta hope that they come back next year, and also that we're billionaires.
Not going back next year.
Manifesting billionaires and or free tickets.
If we go back, we're not gonna have enough money to pay for a bungalow ourselves. Number 1, and if we do, that's crazy. Good shit, us.
Yeah.
But 2, we're gonna go back on like the cheap tickets and be like, this fucking sucks. I want our bungalow back. So we're never going back.
I'm getting into the exclusive.
We got the perfect experience.
I'm getting into the exclusive celebrity family and friends section.
Yeah,
I'm gonna schmooze them up.
Nice. Who's gonna get you into that, huh?
I'm gonna have to look it up and it to be like, who's managing ACL and are they gay and can I sleep with them the night before?
Wow.
And get free tickets? And the answer is yes, I can. Follow your dreams.
You're gonna sleep your way to the top, you little slut.
Stop.
So that was that weekend. Monday.
Fast forward.
I'm extremely tired. It was an exhausting weekend. But then we go through the week, and then next weekend we have plans again.
Opportunities arise.
The Ren Fair, which was another VIP
exclusive, baby. VIP exclusive. Only on the weekend.
Basically, a friend of ours who is an influencer, and she's doing very well for herself, got a bunch of like press passes and like VIP influencer badges or free tickets basically to get into the Ren Fair, where I was hired to shoot a YouTube video for her.
And I was just there.
Yeah, Nathan just tagged along. He was supposed to meet up with a friend who ended up showing up, so he just started hanging out with us for the whole day.
I still got the free tickets. So I was like, fuck it. When else am I going to have a chance? Especially because you were already going.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
I was driving.
Well, that just means I get a fucking chauffeur. Because it's in Houston. It's not in Austin.
Nathan got paid to go drink and do fun little medieval things.
Well, I didn't get paid, but I got
not paid, but for free.
I got chauffeured.
But me, I was out there making money. I had my big camera backpack on with all my extra like lenses and whatnot. My sling over my bag for my phone, wallet, keys.
Yeah.
And I was just lugging around like a goddamn backpacker. I didn't really dress up. The only reason I had any sort of thing was because I was a character in the video, so I had to change costume basically. And then I took off the hot extra, like basically it was a knight. I was a knight, guard or whatever. I took off the fake chainmail because it was really hot.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hot of a day, but it was hot lugging a backpack around and being outside all day.
Yep.
But they did give me gauntlets, so I kept the gauntlets on. And then later on, I ended up taking a picture where I was like doing a bow and arrow, but holding the camera in this hand because I'm a shooter. I'm shooting the video.
Yep.
Arrow shooting. You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty funny. I just had gauntlets on for the rest of the day. And then they let me keep them, which was nice.
I had just a non-specific
peasant boy.
I had gauntlets on still.
Leather belts, peasant shirt.
Leather waist belt.
Modern sweatpants.
They looked fine. It looked great. I had giant adventurer boots.
Gray sweatpants.
And leather gauntlets. And I was super comfortable the entire day because I had those gray sweatpants. I didn't want to be uncomfortable.
I was comfortable in my t-shirt and shorts.
But for those who don't know about the Houston Ren Fair.
Texas Ren Fair and Houston.
Fucking massive.
It's the biggest Ren Fair in the country, I'm pretty sure.
It at least maybe like number 2 or something.
It is like you get lost in there. You literally get transported back in the middle of times because there's no immersion break because of how big it is.
You can walk for like, I'm not joking, like 20, 25 minutes in one direction, just straight line.
It's just more shops and more medieval
and it's
things
not,
going on.
It's not small. These are like full scale buildings.
Yeah.
They're not cheaply made. We're not talking pop-up tents. We're talking like you can go inside.
Festival. This is the buildings are there year round, and then you just bring your shopping items and furniture, I guess, and stuff.
But it's almost like especially the entrance area. It feels like you're like entering Disneyland. Like you just open and there's like buildings all the way in the side,
full, like,
a middle
buildings.
fucking section. Everything's lit up.
It's also every weekend for like 2 months.
It's sick though. I had a really cool time.
It is really cool. But I do think I am cursed.
You are
every
cursed.
Ren Fair I go to, I have stomach issues, and I thought I had the reason pinned, and so I thought this one would be okay because the circumstances were different this time around for going. I was working, like the circumstances were completely different from when I went last time.
Yep.
But I think my body's
cursed.
reaction to stress is stomach problems. I just shit myself. That's what I do when I get overstressed. I think because I wanted to do a good job shooting this video for my friend, I overstressed myself. Plus, there may have been some mischievous doings with the breakfast we had because we were running. We were ahead of schedule driving there. So we were like, let's stop at McDonald's and get a breakfast. I got a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, my usual order. Hash browns, some sweet tea, which I filled up my sweet tea and I went to put the lid on and the entire cup
the cup caved.
It buckled.
Yeah.
And then like all my sweet tea spilled all over the counter.
Imagine like a cup that was designed to fold on itself, but not. It would so easily just fold in.
It was a normal plastic, like clear plastic McDonald's cup, but the bottom ring, like the where it kind of like
no stability.
Down, it just like caved in, and then it just went like this when I tried. I guess I was too strong for my own good. I just like tried to press it down. I just and then all of it spilled everywhere, and I was like, man.
The main reason I wanted to stop for breakfast was because I slept for an hour and a half with no breakfast, with no dinner.
You needed energy, and also if you were gonna drink, you needed food in your stomach.
Yep,
that was the other reason. But I think that sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle might have had something to do with me shitting myself on top of the nerves. I think it upset my stomach. Maybe some food poisoning malpractice.
You made fun of me for not getting the McGriddle and not getting something else too. And karma, honestly.
You got a bacon, egg, and cheese out of McDonald's in Texas, which is like the worst choice you could make.
It was really
so
bad.
Dog shit.
There was so much butter on it that I'm not even joking. It was leaking out the side of it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And Dan was like, it's butter. And I'm like, no way they put this much butter.
Yeah,
and
they just added bacon, egg, and cheese on a buttered bagel.
It was
all they
so
did.
Bad.
Yeah,
I ate half of it and threw it out.
Only get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel in New York. Don't do it anywhere else.
You say that about everything. Only get pizza and bacon and bagels and also any coffee and any food at all time.
So real, so true.
At New York. Thank you.
But yeah, we had the McDonald's breakfast. We get to the Ren Fair. I'm chilling. Then I'm like, uh-oh, my stomach's hurting. And then I'm like, it's just nerves. Calm down. Like, the shoot's going to go great. You're going to do fine. Like, a little bit of imposter syndrome sometimes. Yeah. It happens to everybody. It gets the best of us. I'm like down at myself. But then as the shoot goes on, we're fine. Everything went smoothly. It was great.
I think the shits really came on because of immediately everything seems to be going well. Dude. The first shoot happens and then you want to say it?
So basically the first segment of the day, we had like a 9:45 appointment for an escape room.
Yeah.
And it was shot out of order. The bit was supposed to be like, they get thrown in jail and it's the escape room. They have to escape, right? But they didn't let us film in the escape room, so the bit had to be like kind of changed. But basically, we did an escape room first thing of the day. My stomach's churning. I farted earlier and I smelt it and I was like, that's not good. That's a horrible sign.
You could tell. You could smell. You could tell the fart, and you're like,
I'm like, this is bad news. And
the stress begins.
I'm a man of cleanliness. I like baby wipes, wipe my ass. It gets the job done.
Pussy.
Way cleaner than just toilet paper. I didn't know. Sometimes in the past, when I go on adventures like this, I pack a baby wipes.
You
in my
fuck
sling.
Everyone's plumbing up. Even flushable baby wipes aren't flushable.
They're fine.
They're not.
The Ren Fair bathrooms are powerful. Okay, they take meaner dookies than I take. Okay,
they take meter dookies. Sorry,
but I'm like panicking at this point because I got to do a whole shoot for the day. I got no baby wipes on me. I wasn't planning on shitting while I was there.
Yep.
But we go into this escape room and it's a 30-minute timer and it's one of the hardest difficulty ones, I think.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like a big fucking moron.
Everyone's scrambling around looking for clues and whatnot. And I'm just like looking at the clock.
Don't shit yourself.
I was no help for the entire puzzle because I was just damage control trying to like not shit myself. Or just like see if it passes. It wasn't passing. It was only getting worse. So with like 5 minutes left, I'm just like pacing around the room because I can't fart in this room. It's gonna stink up the whole fucking room.
You're damn right.
So I'm just like completely like damage control, sucking everything up, backed up, pacing around the room like looking for clues.
Clenched
I was
ass.
just waiting for the timer to go down. Timer goes down. I'm like, are we filming anything? She's like, no. And I'm like, Nathan, can you hold my backpack? I gotta go pee. And I just book it to the bathroom and just fucking shit everywhere. It was fucking bad. But thankfully wasn't messy. That's the saving grace.
So it was all Ronaldo,
no
baby.
No Lionel. It was clean exit, clean up, maybe like 15 minutes max.
15 minutes is a long time though for a pee. We were outside just like, is he lost?
No, I think I texted you when it was like close to 15 minutes and I was like, low key might be food poisoning. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
I think you texted me like, where are you?
Yeah, because we were like, is he?
And I was like, you know what?
Lost.
To all credit where credit's due, I'll fucking clean myself up, got over the mental block of that I was going to be uncomfortable for the rest of the day, and then just fucking went to work, shot the whole day, got it done, went really smoothly.
Yeah.
I think they were happy, I hope. So I can do, future contracting
Surprisingly,
work.
I didn't die. even on
You
an
were
hour and a
fine.
half.
I think everyone.
I drank a shit ton of mead.
No one really went too hard on the mead.
Well, I went hard for mead, but that's like 2.5 things of mead.
Well, I would have been fucking down in bottles if I was fit to drink because I love mead. Mead is like one of the best drinks in my opinion. I love a honey mead.
Honey mead was really good.
I had some sips here and there for the taste. Tasted good, but I was in work mode.
There's also a carbon. Okay, you guys don't care. There's a carbonated berry mead, and it was.
Was it good?
It literally just tastes like soda. Like I was drinking.
It's probably like sparkling wine or something. That's what sparkling wine is.
Yeah, but it was great.
Yeah,
it was great, and I want it. Anyways.
That's the Bozo show.
That's the fuck. No, but after that, I didn't sleep for an hour and a half. We drove all the way back to Houston, and we fucking went to a bar with the lads.
We still went out and met up with the whole
and I was there for an hour, and I drank one beer, and I'm like, holy fuck,
we were
I'm
dead.
about to die because I basically have only slept an hour and a half in the past 48 hours, and I've been up running around all day. My legs fucking hurt because I only sat. You don't sit at the Ren Fair.
Me and Nathan talked the entire car ride home to keep ourselves awake.
Yeah.
And then we went out to the bar, and I was like feeling great, socializing. I was super like relieved. The stress was all gone because the shoot was over. So I was super like upbeat, chatting with everybody, saying hi to like people I don't normally talk to all that much. Feeling good. And then as soon as we're like, oh, let's go to In-N-Out and get some food before we go home. As soon as we get to In-N-Out, I'm like, crash.
The crash hits hard. I literally did not eat a bite after we left In-N-Out. I took it with me, went to my bed, and just fell asleep.
I dogged my burger, went upstairs, hit the deck. Thankfully, we showered before we went out to the bar, so I wasn't all stinky and dirty. I didn't want to go to the bar all stinky and dirty. I felt like gross.
I didn't want to either.
Especially after shitting my fucking pants.
Dude, the Ren Fair too, you're glazed in a layer of
back to
like,
the dust getting kicked up. It's all dusty too.
Anyways,
and that is the Bozo show. And now we're here this week. It's a Monday again. We record on Mondays.
Kissing boys, but not each other.
Not each other, as in the channel ends. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and love ya. Bye. It's like the Jack Harlow thing and
Jack off.
that one YouTuber. I forgot her name.
It's too long. It's
cool.
already over.
Yeah, it's over.